I can't believe it. It's December 1st. I haven't done my winter village yet. I need to be quick. Okay, panic over. There's still plenty of time to make a winter village. Plus, it's not that hard, right? I've already got all the sets from the previous years. All I need to do is put them all together and make it look good. But since I don't really have any space in the Lego City to add the Lego Winter Village this year, I might have to put it somewhere else in the room. Well, it can't be here. That's where I sit down and relax. It can't be here. This is where I film reviews. Oh, I still need to open the advent calendar. But it can't be in this corner, as that's where I keep my favourite fan. Over here, I've got my Speed Champions display. Here is my workstation. This is where I keep my minifigs, especially my Star Wars ones, in a nice case, and have a little desk setup display here with real everyday objects, some official sets, some mocks. Check it out, link in the description. So that means I don't have many places left in this room to go. Oh wait, here's a space. But it's currently got sets for a future project and parts I need to sort out, and a Wild West set that's been here for nearly a year now, and I promised to make the Wild West layout this year, but I didn't get around to it again. But hey, maybe 2026, right? So this is going to be my seasonal display area, which I did plan for Wild West, but Wild West can come after Christmas. We have work to do. So I'm going to clear all this out, put down some base plates, and then let's get cracking. But does anyone want to come and sort these parts for me? Because I really don't want to do it. All this Technic stuff and these just random bits. Like, my parts collection is pretty organised, but it's a boring, tedious job to do. But don't worry, all you Wild West fans, because it is coming back. I will make a little layout. In fact, I just got a new set by Lumibricks, so it's another little cowboy camp. That would be pretty cool. Obviously, this set is by Lumibricks as well, so I'm excited to do that next year. But we don't want Wild West right now. We want Winter Village, so let's get it. So underneath the tables of my Lego City is where I keep plenty of things, because it's a big space, plenty of storage space under there. So here I have a bunch of city sets and things that I'd add to the city eventually at some point. I also keep my Winter Village sets in plastic boxes, just like these, except since I only use them, well, once a year, they're buried right at the back, which means I have to go tunnelling underneath the tables. Now, if I can just remember where it is, because here's my sets backlog, so I don't think it's over here. Here's a bunch of cardboard boxes I use when I sell Lego, so I think it must be buried somewhere right down there. Oh yeah, I see it. There they are. Right, let's get through to all this now. Okay, so I've got 5 boxes, and then plus a bunch of mini builds and accessories and minifigs in these reused Lego boxes. Okay, boxes are out, got all that ready. The space is cleared, but before I can put sets on there, I need base plates. And of course, just like everything else, when you need it, it's always right at the bottom of the pile. And I also might need some train tracks, so I better grab that whilst I'm here. Right, I've got my big pile of base plates, but before we put these out, we need to have a grown-up conversation. That's because the base plates I'm using, they're not exactly official Lego. They are a third-party brand, but Lego base plates are just simply too expensive, and I would never recommend you buy them unless you had lots of money or a complete brand purist, which for a while I thought I was, but for something like this, when you can get a pack of 16 for maybe like £16 or £20, or one Lego base plate for £8-9, you know, you got to do the math. It's a tough world out there. Things are expensive, I know, but you got to save money where you can. So I'd rather cheap out on the base plates and use more money to buy the bigger sets. But these are still great quality. I wouldn't use them if they weren't. I've talked about these for years now, nothing new there. But if you want to get the ones I'm using, check out the Amazon link down below. It's an affiliate link, not a sponsor, but I just recommend them. Okay, so we've run into our first problem. This worktop area is not exact base plate size. Well, obviously, why would it be? So, as you can see, I've got 32 by 32 base plates, and I've managed to fit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 across this area. But I do have, well, an outline of a gap. Now, I could cut base plates. I have no problem doing that. I've made many tutorials on how to do that before. It's quite easy, really, so don't worry about that. And if I do half base plate measure, I could cut exact to the edge, but I don't really like to do that. I like to keep things, you know, in intervals of 8, so it's easier for Lego math. So I could do a 16 by 32 base plate. It overhangs slightly, but that's okay. My eventual goal is to Mills plate all of this for Winter Village, so it's much sturdier, and then that wouldn't be an issue, so it would overhang just slightly, which I don't mind, because my Lego City overhangs the tables as well. But this area here, there's, well, a post. I can't really go much further in, and the gap is 14 studs, annoyingly, not 16. Well, I could probably squeeze 16 here, but there's just like a bit of wall right here, which I cannot go any further into, and it's only 14 studs. The rest of it I could, again, probably squeeze up to 16, but that's annoying, so I might have to one little corner where it's an awkward cut. But I guess that's better than just leaving the worktop exposed. What do you think? Tell me in the comments. What would you do? But I just checked, and maybe by luck, maybe by unluckiness, if I cut a base plate in half, so it's a 16 by 32, obviously that'll end up going for 2, so I can have up here, here, and here. I've only got 4 base plates spare, which does cover me, except that awkward corner. So this entire patch here will be, well, worktop, because I don't have enough base plate to cut to fit in there. So I guess I could live with one corner not being covered up, I guess. So now I'm going to cut the base plates just to fill the gaps that I can. And if you want to know how to cut a base plate, it's really easy. Check out the video on screen now. Hooray! That's how you cut base plates. A short while later, and we have a bunch of 16 by 32 base plates. If I didn't tell you I was cutting them, you'd have no idea. So I've been rearranging the base plates, trying to figure out if there's any other compromises I can make. And now I've moved the gap, so it's in the middle, or it could be at either end. It doesn't really matter, except, well, if I have it in the middle or at the end, the width of the base plates that I need shortens even more, because obviously there was an awkward space, but then, like, sure, like I said, it could go under here, but then it can't, because it's sloped, so, yeah, it can't go that far anyway. So I need to cut it down to 12 studs. That's the math that I'm working with. 12 studs consistently at either end, wherever it's going to go. Although even then I would still have a gap because I don't have enough base plate anyway. So, yeah, just thought I'd show you what I've been just standing here looking at, trying to think for probably like half an hour now. Right, I have a solution for that, but we won't see that in this video. Anyway, enough about this base plate dilemma. Now that I've got everything here, I've got the base plates done, I've got the sets ready, but what's the plan? Where are things going to go? So the problem is, like every Lego YouTuber or everyone who collects Lego, is that you have too many ideas and not enough space, let alone all the money to buy all these parts. But this is just a fraction of my Winter Village grand plan, which is a kind of similar version to what I did last year, like plan-wise. I didn't actually end up making this because, well, you know, time ran out, money ran out, and I didn't have enough space. This year I've got even less space to do it, even less money, and even less time. So I'm sure we'll achieve the same results. But this is the grand scheme of things. It's got like a customized version of the Orient Express, slightly smaller than the official set. I modified that. An expanded version of the Winter Village train station with longer platforms. And then the shops at the back here, just kind of templates to suggest where like Holiday Main Street and a few other builds would go. Then we've got the Winter Village fire station, which is one of my favourite Winter Village sets. I just really like that, so I always try and include that if I can. And then in this back corner of the layout is where we'll have like a Winter Wonderland kind of market, fairground sort of thing with the Alpine Lodge, another great favourite Winter Village set of mine. And then just I can continue on that train track, obviously. A few trees, because I've got so many of these little Lego trees. And then parts of the Winter Village market set, which I don't have, but I do have another carousel ride and a few market stalls, which I made myself anyway, so I can just sprinkle those around. I'll probably put a big Christmas tree in the centre as a nice big centrepiece. And it may be, well, we've got the road kind of going nowhere, so like probably the road turning off to the end here, because, well, I want to include a little bit of everything. So I've got a few road vehicles, obviously buildings and shops, then we've got the Winter Wonderland. Some people dedicate their whole layouts to just certain things, so it'd just be like a town centre or just the kind of more festive outdoor stuff. So I've got loads of things, and most things as the more Winter Village sets and things I get, obviously the less I can include each year because I just run out of space. But, you know, you can kind of alternate it and do different things each year. Like I almost considered not doing a Winter Village and instead doing like an Arctic exploration with a few Christmas Easter eggs sort of thing. So, that's funny, Christmas Easter eggs, you know what I mean. So that's something I did consider with the new Arctic train and a few other Arctic sets from City Line. But it's Christmas. We've got to have a few Christmas trees lying around, I think. But that's the idea. This is the grand plan. So hopefully one day I'll have enough space, enough time, enough money to do all of this. But yeah, you know, we can all dream, right? So this year I still think I'm going to do a similar thing, a mixture of half and half, kind of downtown Main Street and a bit of Winter Wonderland, because that's what I've got most of these sets for. And I still do have enough space to do little bits of that. It's just, you know, the big dream is to have a lot more of it. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to check out the other videos on this channel or on one of my other channels as well. And of course, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share with your friends.